At face value, Doorstop Dash seems fairly unremarkable. It's not that big a difference from Lakeside Limbo. The music's got a similar feel, similar tempo, the palette's similar, all pallid beige wood tones. The enemies too, really only 2 to speak of, with Sneak taking center stage. And hey, all of this is true for sure. But if you stop and really take a look at the level, it's impressive just how much Doorstop Dash really brings to the table, while also ramping up the difficulty quite a bit from the previous level. A pretty ballsy move this early in the game. This is part 2 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country 3. I don't want to compare DKC3 to the previous games too much in this series, but I am going to do that now real quick. Touched on in the previous episode, both DKC and DKC2 use their second levels to riff on what was established in the first, as well as introduce more advanced mechanics that were also fairly common, namely the rope mechanics. Donkey Kong Country 3 bucks that trend by just doing its own thing. It introduces and centers around a niche mechanic that is never seen again, and is a bit more of a gauntlet than Ropey Rampage and Main Brace Mayhem. That's not a bad thing either. Lakeside Limbo was quite straightforward, and while easy, didn't really get new players up to speed. Giving players this level of challenge up front, to me, is a great way to quickly acclimate them to the rest of the game. A sort of trial by fire. The main mechanic is the doors. You hang off the handle to open them, then rush through before they close. Simple enough and plenty fun. Like I said in the intro, sneaks dominate this level, but the most challenging enemy in Doorstop Dash has got to be the newly introduced Buzz. Buzz is this game's zinger equivalent, and while I don't necessarily like them more than zinger, I do like Buzz a lot, and I think its mechanical nature fits real well with the overarching theme of DKC3, something that will become more apparent as the game and this series goes on. The level twists and turns upon itself, slowly ascending and compartmentalized by the shutters. It introduces parallel platforms, vertical climbing, elevators, and launch barrels, none of which are made a big deal out of, they're just there. At times like this, it seems like the game expects players to be coming at it from the first two. The highlight of this level for me is the final drop. At the end, you just jump down, collecting bananas and, if you're lucky, a couple green balloons along the way. Coins hiding in an alcove halfway down on the left, and you need to take what you've learned in this level and combine it with what you learned about coin in Lakeside Limbo to get the DK coin here. There's also a cheeky blast barrel hiding here for curious players. The bonus areas bring back collect the stars and find the coin, the former having shown up in the previous level and both returning from DKC2. While I was never that stoked on the mill tile set, and it's still one of my least favorite, I have come to appreciate it for what it is. It's aesthetically similar to the boardwalk, at least enough so that having the two levels together doesn't feel out of place. Same deal with the mill's appearance in the forest later on. It may not be aesthetically similar to the riverside or hollow tree themes, but it's consistent enough to not feel out of place. The background here is particularly beautiful, with the light coming in through the windows. The view in these archways almost feels like a pixelated photo. Whoever worked here is long gone, and whatever this mill was used for, it's not used for that anymore. The overwhelming presence of sneaks tells me they've made their home here, probably attracted by the grain stores or something. There's a theme of industrialization present throughout DKC3. I don't know if it was a deliberate stylistic choice, and I certainly didn't come across it myself. I'll put a link in the description to the article that first brought it to light. But yeah, this is the first time it's hinted at. And while alone it doesn't tell us much, it definitely helps sell the theory when you look at the bigger picture. But we're a ways off from that. Doorstop Dash is done. Stop dash. It's a good level. I like it for what it is. I wish I had more to say, but I don't, so let's just call it here. Next video coming soon.